Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. We all know the big news out there coming down yesterday, and certainly more coming out today. The SEC has appealed the Ripple case. So Mr. Gary Gensler continues on his ways of just not being open and fair. We've got some more on that today from Eleanor Tourette, from Black Swan Capitalist, and a few others, so stay tuned. Certainly things are heating up. Let's take a look at prices before we dive into the news. Bitcoin down, of course, due to the geopolitical issues around the world, likely having a negative impact on the prices, down to 60,203. Ethereum down almost 4%, down to 2,336. Solana down to 134.90, down over 6%, and XRP down over 11% in the last 24 hours, down to 51 cents. Wow. Stay patient, my friends. That's the key. You got to stay patient in these times. Let's jump into some news. And first here, we're going to look at Good Morning Crypto. And they say just in, $30 billion asset manager Shah Galani believes laws will change for crypto in the USA. Both the Trump and Harris campaigns believe crypto will take off with major changes. Crypto, as far as tradable instruments, are in vogue and have been in vogue for a long time. We'll check out this video here. Take a listen.
All right, we'll take that. Why did you buy Coinbase? I know you bought it recently. Why did you do it?
Well, there's been so much talk from both sides as far as the Democrats and the Republicans and former President Trump in particular, touting crypto in general, that the crypto market is likely to take off if indeed something happens. And I think something is bound to happen anyway, whether the Democrats or Republicans take control of the White House and or Congress, because it's long overdue. There are a lot of forces, a lot of Wall Street forces. There are just a lot of folks that would want to see crypto come to the fore. Not just blockchain. Blockchain is really what's behind crypto, but crypto, as far as I'm going to call it tradable instruments, are in vogue. They've been in vogue for some time. And I think if we get a favorable administration, we're going to see the laws change. And I think Coinbase will be the major beneficiary.
Okay. All right, we'll take that. Why?
Now, this ties into the appeal, or it could tie into the appeal from the SEC against Ripple, as Tom Emmer has stated recently that they think they can get a deal done in Congress by the end of the calendar year. So if that happens, it may not matter what Gary Gensler has done with this appeal. So hopefully we'll see that happen by end of year. Moving on to digital asset investor here. He says at Tristan Levitt of Empower, since Gary Gensler wants to continue the fight with Ripple, can we get an update on your lawsuit and where in the world the Hinman investigation results are? He's reposting himself here from March 29th. So just as a reminder, let's take a listen to this episode, and hopefully we'll hear more on this in the near future.
Well, there's some of both. I mean, some of the obvious questions are there other instances? Do we have the whole universe of people that Hinman met with, for instance? I would even start from the outset. Do we have the whole universe of all of his communications from the agency telling him what the rules were? We know that he was told that he shouldn't take meetings with Simpson Thatcher. We know that he was told he was supposed to recuse from all issues involving crypto. I don't know how you get from that to his 2018 speech, right? So you start with that at the outset and then say, okay, were there any reminders along the way? What kinds of trainings did he get? Again, what were the guardrails in place? And then what other things did he do that weren't in public speeches that the whole world can see? What other meetings did he take? If he clearly didn't give a fig about ignoring this advice, right? Then, what else is there that we don't know about? And so and again, same goes for Clayton. Both Clayton and Hinman are on boards of advisors.
We'll stop it there. So
for entities that they...
Of course, Bill Hinman and Jay Clayton, former head of the SEC, many believe they're tied to the issues Ripple is having with this lawsuit. So hopefully we'll hear some more news on that investigation. Good stuff there by DAI. And Eleanor Tourette here states, breaking, the SEC has just announced that its enforcement director, Gurpreet Grewal, will leave the agency effective October 11th. Upon his departure, Sanjay Walda, the division deputy director, will serve as acting director, and Sam Walden, the division's chief counsel. So this is interesting timing here, and she posts a nice goodbye here from Gary Gensler for this gentleman leaving, but the timing is very suspicious. This gentleman leaving the same day that Gary and the SEC appeal the Ripple case. So very interesting. During these times, it's difficult if you're an XRP holder, if it's difficult if you're in the crypto space in general, because we see these prices fluctuate so much, and the volatility is very high. So, I try to stay balanced. I try to keep my sense of humor, and sometimes I'm going to share some of those funnies. And this one comes from notfinancialadvice.crypto. He says, "Well, time to give this another play. For the record, though, I'm permanently bullish, and Brad Garlinghouse is the effing man. And make no mistake about it, we will prevail." So this guy does a great job with videos and satire. Let's take a listen. Enjoy.
My family thinks less of me because I told them to buy XRP. And all my friends quit texting me, cause all I talk about's the SEC. When the price rose, it was just like ecstasy, but then it crashed so unexpectedly. Now no one's standing next to me, cause I'd still tell them to buy XRP. Put all my faith in Brett Garlinghouse, and now I do not have a house. Try figuring the riddles out. Now no one knows what I'm talking about, but I still buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP. I guess that's just how it goes. Agendas nobody knows, and it's like the things that happen are a part of a show. You either see it or don't, you either will or you won't. But when the price is really low, I fucking back up the boat, and I'ma buy my XRP, yeah. You don't like it, you can suck my D, yeah. Buy my XRP.
Aha, good stuff from notfinancialadvice.crypto. Give him a follow on X. Always good stuff from him. And yeah, if you're holding XRP, if you're holding other digital assets that you believe in and you've done the research, be patient. It takes time, and we need regulation first and foremost. So hopefully that's coming. But only spend what you're willing to lose. That way, if you do end up losing, you can live to fight another day. Moving on to Black Swan Capitalists. The SEC's appeal against Ripple won't slow the adoption of XRP down or its trajectory. XRP is a neutral, decentralized technology with no political bias, acting as a global bridge and reserve currency. The U.S. will eventually corner itself into accepting the new financial paradigm. Well said there by Black Swan Capitalists. It's just a matter of time. These other countries, the EU, Singapore, Japan, are putting regulations into place. They're just going to be ahead of the U.S. It doesn't mean the U.S. can't catch up. It's just going to mean we're behind the eight ball, and hopefully, again, we can get regulation by the end of the year. Sooner rather than later. Back to Eleanor Tourette. She states here, new Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderati, says Ripple is considering a cross appeal. This means Ripple could choose to file an appeal on Judge Torres' ruling on institutional sales or on the penalty of $125 million. both appeals would stay wrapped up in one Second Circuit court. So, again, we'll see what happens there. And technically, I guess it's not likely, but I did read that the SEC has filed this appeal. It's not necessarily 100% in place, and they could rescind it. Not likely that they'll rescind it, but they could. We're probably more likely to get laws through Congress. So, again, we'll see what happens. And then from Metal Lawman, always does a great job. He says, so it's fair to say that they aren't doing number 3, dropping Ripple case, or any of them for that matter. We have no evidence of a crypto pivot or reset. Senator Warren remains firmly in control of policy. We won't get fooled again. No, no. Exactly, Metal Lawman. We know what to expect from the SEC now. And finally, here from Lori Reports, who always does a great job. She goes, enjoying the movie. Let's take a listen to Lori.
How many movies would you have missed out on had you turned around and walked out?
My apologies. Let me get back
How
to
many
that.
movies would you have missed out on had you turned around and walked out just when you thought that that antagonist was going to win? What is it that makes a good movie? I think we can all agree that that is what we're witnessing. So when you think about it, is it any surprise that the SEC just appealed Judge Torres's ruling? Not a bit. Good old Gary waited till the very final moment to go ahead and file that appeal. This tells me that they are so scared right now. This is the only way that they can cope as they are going down, kicking and screaming. If you are looking on a macro scale, this is the best sign that XRP and Ripple are where everything's going to land.
All right, folks, there you have it. That's today's episode. I appreciate you jumping on. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Certainly helps the channel, and we'll see you on the flip side.